in the era that we're in right now, I want to say there's obviously a lot of mentors and it's needed, right? Because there's people that are on their journey that not really need to get told what to do, but like that helping hand. You know what I mean? And if you can find someone that's like, oh, I can be like that, they kind of put their foresight on you. You know what I mean? Like every mentee fits into the same box. So hearing you say something like that is refreshing because not everybody is the same, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
You could choose, what did you say, Toro? You could choose Airbnb. I know you went down the Airbnb route.
Yeah, for sure.
I think last time we spoke, you were at like 22 properties. How is that? How is the Airbnb game today? Let's talk about that.
So I mainly do everything in Houston. So during the pandemic, Houston became like a very popular city, right? So being that so many people coming to Houston, anybody that comes to me and joins our startup program, I always start them off in an area that's really lit in Houston. Travel, I don't think will go anywhere unless we go back into another pandemic. I don't feel like Airbnb are really like shut down because travel will always be a thing. As long as hotels are there, I think that, Airbnbs will be needed. Everybody don't want to stay in a hotel. So, I always break that aspect down. And before I sign somebody up, I send them the analytics. So before we even jump into a property, we know exactly how many nights this property is projected to be booked because every property in that area is, doing a pretty similar thing. And I kind of just go, without going in blindly, I know exactly what the client will be, investing in or I'll be investing in when it comes to that property.
You're doing like the front end work while also delivering like fulfillment for them if they partner up with you and try to go in this Airbnb space.
Yeah.
Do you, I don't know, I kind of hear it a little bit all over. Airbnb is dead. Do you not agree with that? Because you're still saying that obviously it's all about travel and Houston is still popping. This is where you're at.
Yeah,
right?
no, for sure.
So would you say that that's false?
It depends on the market. Like certain markets, like I wouldn't tell somebody to do Airbnb in somewhere like New York or Miami because there's so many regulations. Even Vegas, like it's so many regulations out here because the hotels, the casinos that's already out here has so much monopoly over the game. So with that being said, I wouldn't even tell somebody to come out here. It's dead out here.
Right.
But somewhere like Houston, there's really no real regulations. So with that being said, it's more of a safer bet. Like, it's more of a safer investment. And like I said, I always provide the analytics. So even if I do feel like it might be a bad area, based on the analytics, they saying otherwise. So we're not going in there blindly. So I wouldn't say it's dead.
Know your numbers, know your data, know your analytics before you make any decision, really.
Yeah, that's any investment. It's not just Airbnb, anything. Yeah.
Exactly. I hope y'all hear that. You know what I mean? There's people get the money and then just don't know what to do with it. You said something earlier, like you don't want them to just get access to the capital and then maybe burn it up and then come right back to you. Yeah. Is that something that is common?
It's very common because everything is a habit, right? So, rather spending money, saving money, whatever side of the spectrum you're on is really a habit. And in our culture, spending money is the habit that we all have. Absolutely. So if I give you access to something you never had before, you don't know how to manage this. Right. And we can't go to our parents because they don't know how to manage this. So it's so many like layers that we had to pull back before we expose the client to this part of life. And the average person will mess it back up. They'll come to me, hey, I messed up. And, sometimes I look out because I understand I done messed up before. I done got access. In our first company, I've got access to a lot of money. And we come to Vegas and just blow it. And we look up, it's like we back at step one. But it's all a learning lesson. So I try to help my clients as much as I can so they can not run into the mistakes that I ran into.
That's the truth. And I appreciate coming from your perspective and your lens because you have failed before, right? And then you also, there we go. Yeah. I say that for the listener or for the audience member that's watching this today, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? There's absolutely no reason for you to reach out or to like start your journey because you're not supposed to be perfect. You know what I mean? Like reach out, find your mentor, find the person that can help you to get to where you're trying to get to. Because if you were already perfect, then we wouldn't even have no jobs anyways, right? We wouldn't have our companies anyways.
Yeah.
So I just want the person that's listening today, you know what I mean? Like don't block your own blessing. Nobody's coming to us perfect. We're not expecting you to be perfect. That's the reason we're on this call today.
I like these questions and, this dialogue, by the way. I just wanted to tell you that. Like, this is one of the best podcasts I've been on just because we both have substance. So, we're able to bounce our ideas off each other, bounce the conversation off each other. But I like that it's not like surface level. Like, we actually going like deeper and trying to, give people a better understanding of things as an entrepreneur, just life in general. So I just wanted to point that out.
Man, I appreciate that.
No, for sure.
Audience member, viewer, if you heard that, you heard it from the guest, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the follow so the algorithm could pick this up, because this is what we do over here. So that's dope, man. I appreciate that. Sure. I do want to touch back in your book, because I can at least talk to you from my lens and my perspective when I was writing. Mine was a little bit, I don't want to say different than yours, because mine was a lot of note taking, right? Mine was a lot of like random ideas and thoughts that kind of just happen in our brain all the time. At least I'm sure you're the same way, right? I see something, I'm like, oh, I could flip this, I could do this better. Or they said this, but they didn't say it correctly. Yeah, where everyone could digest it. So that's what I wanted to put in my book, right? What was the angle that you wanted to actually take for like your audience member or your reader, right? Because I think I've read it. I know anyone could pick it up and learn something from it, depending on what climate that they're in that part in life. Yeah. But when you were doing it, who did you see as you were writing it down, like receiving this?
Honestly, I saw myself receiving it. Like I said, I believe it's a lot of people like me. So me speaking to myself, it allowed me to like be myself. So it allowed me to like speak in a way to where it's relatable. So even in the book, like I didn't want it to be like super proper. I wanted people that's reading it, because it's already hard to get people to read anyway. So I want people to, when they do pick up the book, you know, they like, okay, I can relate to this person. I want to keep going. Because, you know, if we're reading something that we can't relate to 9 times out of 10, we're just going to close it, put it off to the side. So like I said, I really wanted to speak to those that were in my position at some point in life, and speak to those that want to potentially be in my position now or be, you know, better than I am today, because I still want to be better. So I still read the book myself. And every time I read it, I still pick up something that, even though I wrote it, I pick up stuff that I may have missed the last time I read it. So I feel like the book is for everybody.
And it's crazy. It's not crazy because it is your life, and it's the way that things have naturally happened. But sitting here listening to it is like, just follow it, right? Follow whatever the calling is, following whatever I'm being told or what I'm hearing. There's a lot of people that are listening today or watching today that live their life in that fear, right? And they're scared to do anything. They know they're safe right here in the place that they're at today, but they have big ideas, they have big dreams, they have aspirations, they have goals, but getting over that hurdle is the hardest thing. Is there anything that you can speak to that individual today? Because everything that you've accomplished, it just came, I don't want to say naturally and easily, because breaking fear and doing new things isn't easy, right? But could you talk to that individual that's having that fear, maybe that thing that's holding them back?
The average person I come across, they're definitely fearful of something. And the average person, they're just fearful of failure, right? So, but I feel like whatever it is that you dream to do, the chances of you failing is 100% if you don't even try it, right? I at least want to cut my 100% down to 50% and just try. If it's a shot on the court, if you shoot it, it's either gonna go in or not. If you don't shoot it, you got a 0%. So I'd rather literally just take the shot. So, you know, if you feel like it's something in your spirit that you need to do, if it's something that you're into naturally, whether it's you can sing, some people know how to play basketball naturally, some people can jump high. Like, it's so many things that, like so many gifts that we have. We just need to find out in this life, how can you apply that gift to something that's beneficial for you and others around you? And if you can do that, it's called your purpose, right? So if you can figure out your purpose, you really can use that purpose to lead you on just different levels of life. And that's what I allowed myself to do. Whatever I felt was my purpose, which is pouring into people, teaching other people, whatever it is I'm into that I feel like other people need to be a part of. I allowed God to basically walk me through those seasons by just using my purpose at that time, if that makes sense.
You said something as I was listening right there about you finding your purpose, which is pouring value into people. That's different. Where did you pick up that knack, or where did you find on your journey that this is what Al is supposed to be doing here and walking this earth and sharing your gift? Because that's a different thing. You know what I mean? So there was something there. Where did that come from?
I feel like it's natural. Like I naturally want to help my people. Like even if I don't know somebody, I want to help them. Like if it's somebody that want to start a business, it can be a complete stranger. Naturally, I want to help that person. It may not be financially, but I want to at least pour into you mentally to where it's like, okay, I got something from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just feel like it come natural. Like this, a lot of people really go against the grain. We have all the tools we need. We just need to use them.
Yeah.
And, you know, once you start using them, everything fall in line. That's just it might not be easy, but I just feel like everything just eventually falls into line. But to answer your original question, I feel like it just came natural. It's just who I am as a person. Like growing up, I do feel like I was a different person, but that was just a part of my environment. So, you know, I held grudges. I did everything that we not naturally supposed to do.
Absolutely.
But once I broke out of that shell, I got it in different environments. It really allowed me to like discover who I am as a person. And those natural things came out. You know, because that's just who I am. That's who I was created to be.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And inside of that, I think that's a huge thing for someone in particular in our community, really, to hear it's okay to leave your environment. Yeah. It's not leaving people behind, because it could be in the exact same aspect that you did it. You left to better yourself, to go back, and I'm sure help out so many, right? There's a lot of people that are in our community that struggle with that. Yeah. Can you speak to the transformation that happened to you when you decided to leave your environment?
To be honest, my mom moved us to Florida, right? Okay. So once she moved us there, I was able to see a completely different part of life, right? I'm listening to birds chirping in the morning, stuff that I never really heard growing up.
Can I ask you, where did you come from?
I originally was born in Detroit.
Oh, that's a huge difference.
No, yeah, for sure. So
okay,
I'm seeing palm trees, beach, sands, like, and you know, we used to travel growing up too. Like my mom did what she had to do to allow us to see like just different aspects of life. Right. And, you know, I feel like sometimes, like I know people in New York that never even been in Manhattan. They lived in Queens their whole life and never left Queens. They never been into something that's like literally an hour away from where you live. Mm-hmm. So you're not even seeing the possibilities. Like me traveling and seeing other cultures, it allowed me to like just see that anything is possible. And, you know, being that narrative was set for me as far as like wanting to expand my vision, it allowed me to see that, you know, I can take my family on trips. I can live in different places. Like the stuff that I thought that I might not be able to accomplish growing up. And to be honest, I always looked at myself as a failure growing up, because that's what I was told. Like it was the complete opposite of who I am today. My teachers used to tell me I wasn't going to be nothing, but my grades reflected that. Okay. So if I would have stayed in those environments, I would have really believed those things growing up until she took us out of that. And, you know, that's where we saw just different parts of life. So I always tell people, just travel. Like you don't have to move off nowhere, but just travel. If you live in a certain like inner city that you may feel like it's holding you back, just go visit somewhere that might have a beach, or somewhere that just has somewhere that has something that you feel like you want in your life. So even if you just go for a couple of days, you're just able to put yourself in them environments and just see that it's possible. Like see people like you that's living in certain communities. Like me, I go through different African American communities that's successful, right? And it allows me to see like, dang, it's really possible. And now I really live in a neighborhood to where it's like I look out my window every day and be like, I really live here. Like it's crazy just to even say that, but it took for me to like go to them different environments to see that it was possible.
My mom did the same thing with us. So when we were growing up, we would all get in the car like on Saturday morning, and she would get the paper, and it would be like houses for sale that were obviously in neighborhoods that we could never get into. Mm-hmm. But she would be like, go get dressed like in good clothes. We're going to walk around the place like we're going to buy the place, so that we growing up, we could understand that we could live in places like this. You know what I mean? And that was it wasn't like a coping mechanism, but it was like a trick to our mind to be like, we can be more. Like you were saying, your teachers told you that you were a failure and your grades showed that, right? So we were molded a little bit differently of like, you can be this, you can do this. We're not in it right now, but you can do it. So I think that's one of the biggest cheat codes ever right there, what you just said, of like travel. Yeah. So if you just do like a quick 4-day weekend, you know, Thursday through Monday, and you go see New York, you go see Florida, you go see Seattle, you go see Texas, like you can adapt, you can be more, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. It would be times like I'd be like, I'm not like an emotional person, but it'd be times where I really like think of like my life, and I start tearing up, because it's like, man, this is really real. Like, you know, anything is possible. Yeah. I wish that more people could experience this. So that's why I just try to put as many motivational messages out as possible, just to let people know that you have what it takes to really break those generational curses.
Ready to turn your dreams into reality? At DeAndre Consultations, we're here to guide you, complete white glove service every step of the way. Whether you're starting your credit repair journey or you're looking to get business funding, we've got your back. Go ahead and screenshot or click the QR code below and schedule your discovery call with the team. Let's make your dreams come true together.